Hello, 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 and welcome to our first live LinkedIn event. And today we are talking about probably the biggest thing that we need to do in order to keep ourselves both wealthy and healthy simultaneously. Now, you probably found as a business owner, as a business operator, whether you are selling packages, products, programs, that a lot of your time goes on some sort of client fulfillment. And this is the biggest challenge that most people find, is that when they start to get clients rolling through, they spend 80, 90% of their time in the business providing whatever the service is to that client, and they actually stop doing the fundamentals that move the needle in terms of business, which is sales. Because unless you've got new cash coming in, unless you've got new revenue coming in, then your business is going to die relatively quickly. Now, this is a huge problem for people, especially who run programs, so service style offers. So if this is you, whether you offer coaching, whether you offer mentorship, even therapy or counseling, anything along those lines, most people think that they need to have the perfect program before they start selling this. And I've met so many women, and I've coached a lot of women out of this way of thinking, is that they spend months. They can spend 6 months, 7 months trying to perfect a program, putting so much effort into it, and then they're never actually doing anything about getting it out to the public. So the biggest thing that I want to talk about today is good enough is good enough. And I remember hearing this phrase many years ago, and it changed my life and my business because I was a perfectionist. I was always looking for how to make the perfect program. And I was spending so long doing this that I forgot sort of the cash flow aspect. And I would record a video 3 or 4 times, or I would try and take a selfie 10 or 12 times. Everything had to be perfect. And then someone came along, a mentor of mine, who said, look, good enough is good enough. It doesn't need to be perfect. The logo might be the wrong way round. You might stumble over your words. You might forget what you're saying and come up with something new. The person on the other side doesn't know. The person on the other side who you are providing a service, a program to, all they really want is a result. Now, does a background give you result? No. Does a perfectly shot and perfectly lighted video give you results as a client? No. So in my area, either coaching women in business or in body or both, doesn't really matter the 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 consumables. It's about giving them a result. If I said to you, hey, you can do one thing and you're going to lose £20, or you can have this perfectly crafted 30-step thing and only lose £15. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to go for the one rustic, raw thing that loses you the £20. So this is the biggest thing we want to look at, is how do you make sure that whilst you are creating a program, you're not sacrificing both your business revenue, but also yourself. Because most people end up sacrificing their own well-being, mentally, physically, and guarantee that there's people there watching who are spending 10, 12 hours a day sitting, not moving their bodies, not caring for themselves, grabbing cookies, biscuits, whatever it might be to keep your energy going whilst you're trying to create this perfect program. So as a rule of thumb, when you are creating a program, you want to spend 50% of your time still on sales and marketing. This is the most important thing, is you really want to spend minimum 50% of your time still moving the needle on cash flow. So when you create a program, it should never sacrifice these other things. When it comes to creating this new program, that should only ever take up 20% of your time. And indeed, client fulfillment with the clients that you currently have, again, should only be 20% of your time. The other 10% is on extras, admin, meetings, going through the budget, stuff like that. So this is kind of a rule of thumb, but most people, when they're creating something new that they want to be perfect, are spending 90% of the time on the program and doing nothing else. And then they're panicking I mean, does this resonate? You're sort of spending all of your time creating this program. Now you're panicking because you've got no cash coming in, and you're panicking that your perfect program is not perfect, so you can't sell it, so you don't know how to get cash, so you're stuck, and you're now probably doing busy work 100% of the time to keep yourself distracted from the fear that you have, and you're not moving the needle towards making any money. So this is why I really want you to think about blocking out your calendar. So this is one of the most important things for your health and well-being. Good enough is good enough, and time blocking. And most people say, yeah, I know about time blocking. Yeah, I've done, I don't know, a Tony Robbins course on that or something. But you're not doing it. I guarantee you're not doing it if you're feeling this fear that the cash isn't coming in. Time blocking is where you want to make sure that you've blocked out time where all you do is focus on that one task. And counterintuitively, what you should put in your calendar first for time blocking is you, is the personal stuff. So when I time block my calendar, the first thing that goes in is gym. Because for me, you know, as someone training for bikini competitions, as someone training other women for health and fitness and physique and well-being, I need to walk the walk. I can't just say, hey, I'm healthy and I run a business. I've got to actually do it. So for me, the gym is one of the most important things, also for my mental health. If I don't do exercise, it's a bad day. I do not have a good mental day. So that goes in first, and I block it out so that, you know, it's not going to get disrupted. No one's going to book in at that point. No appointments are going to sort of overrun. So when you're time blocking, personal stuff first. And what I mean by that is what you need to make sure you are in the best energetic and emotional state to actually serve the people you're trying to serve in your business. So me, it's gym, it could be meditation, it could be yoga, it could be a walk, it could be a bubble bath, it could be reading, whatever, it could be gardening. Whatever it is that puts you in a good energetic and emotional state needs to be blocked out first in your calendar. Secondly, you then want to block out times for marketing and sales. This should happen every single day, and there should be a good sort of two to 3 hour block focusing on purely this. So you're not getting distracted by busy work, you're not getting distracted by admin, you're not getting distracted by creating a graphic on Canva for the next 3 hours, which really does nothing. You are actually focused on marketing and sales. Then you want to block out maybe 1 day a week where you spend a full 7-8 hours just on that program development, and put it all in there, because it's much easier once you're in the flow to get that program mapped out and sorted than little bits here and there. So block out that big block, and then blocks every day for client fulfillment if you've already got clients, the financial, the admin, whatever it might be. So make sure you start to do that and look for a good 2 to 3 hours every single day on sales and marketing. When it comes to good enough is good enough, what I want you to realize is if you are an expert in your field, you know more than your potential client. Absolutely, you know more. So you don't need to be sitting there thinking, how do I prove my worth to this person? Because most of you who want a perfect program are doing it because you don't feel worthy. You don't feel that you're good enough to be paid. You don't feel that you're valuable enough. So you're trying to overcompensate by including every single thing that you could possibly ever include in your program, because, well, if they've got stuff, it proves that my program is worth the money I'm charging. And actually, this is the opposite. This is devaluing your program. I know hours and hours, thousands of hours worth of information about how the body works. My clients don't need that. And if they got that, it would actually be counterproductive for them, because they wouldn't know where to start. They wouldn't know what to do. They wouldn't know which information is useful. So my clients in health and fitness only get the information that is going to move the needle in terms of their journey. All the rest of the information is irrelevant. It's taking up headspace. It doesn't need to. I don't need to prove my worth, because I am in myself. My business is a valuable commodity. The service I provide is a valuable service because I get results with simple actions. Same in business. The reason that I don't take the approach of here's every single thing you could possibly do in your business, all of these, different bits of content, thousands of hours, is because most of that's irrelevant. Why would you want to spend 90% of your time reading or watching stuff that's irrelevant to you? You need what moves the needle for you, which is why it's bespoke, drip fed, as it goes. And that's what you want to be looking at with your clients is what are the key fundamentals that move the needle, whether you're a financial coach, a business coach, a health coach, relationship coach, mindset, whatever it might be. What are the keys that move the needle? So all I want you to do is when you're creating a program and you're thinking, let's add this next thing, is just ask, does this make really any difference in moving the needle on the result that this client gets? And if it doesn't, take it out. It's just wasted energy, not just for you, but for the client. So take it out. Secondly, once you've recorded something, be done with it. If you say and and that's okay. It's all right to not be perfect on the mark with every single video or every single piece of content, as long as the overall value is being given. Tell me something in a business suit or a dressing gown, you're still telling me the same thing. I'm still learning the same thing. Tell me something in front of a fancy background or on your sofa, I'm still learning the same thing. So as long as you are giving the value, that's the most important thing. And the one biggest piece of advice I would give around this is don't let your ego stop you making money. Because your ego says, hey, I need to be perfect. I need to look perfect. My hair can't have all of these fluffy bits. They need to be done. I should have all my foundation on and not have a shiny top lip and a shiny chin. I should have whatever it might be. That's your ego looking after you. Your ego is at this point getting in the way of the fundamentals of making money because you need to produce a program quickly in order to sell it, in order to get cash in. So always remember that if you are going slow on program creation because it's not perfect, your ego is getting in the way. Don't let that happen because your ego doesn't serve you. Your ego doesn't make money. Your ego just looks after vanity, and vanity at the end of the day is going to turn people off. So that's the key, is to make sure that good enough is good enough. I don't know as your client what I'm supposed to be seeing. So I don't know if it's gone wrong. I can't tell. Just keep going. I don't know that the shelf has just fallen down behind your camera or your cat's randomly wandering under your feet. I don't know that you've muffled your words and you're telling me something that's completely different to what you thought, as long as you're getting the value across. So those are the biggest keys that I would start with in terms of being healthy and wealthy, because you want to make money and you want to look after you at the same time. This is really, really fundamental. If you let your body go, your business will suffer. So make sure that you're spending your time blocking your body, your health, your mental health first, sales and marketing second, and everything else is last. So good enough is good enough. Hope that's made sense. As always, if you've got any questions, I would love to know about them. But in the meantime, have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you next week, same time. All right, bye.